Siete tantissimi, scusate.
Scusate, magari questa cosa l'ho pensata solo io, però io ho visto molto di quello che è la più importante trilogia della storia del cinema mondiale, cioè di Star Wars, nei vostri i vostri prossimi 3 film. Noi abbiamo visti solo 2, ma si preannuncia anche il terzo. C'è la rivoluzione, c'è il cammino dell'eroe, ci sono tanti punti di contatto. Io mi sono reso conto, guardandolo, che anche il film che più rappresenta in qualche modo l'entusiasmo che c'era all'epoca, quella era la prima e unica trilogia allora, oggi c'è molto confronto, cioè i ragazzi appunto, la domanda è proprio questa. Al regista ovviamente, avevate in mente qualcosa del genere, cioè eravate predisposti a pensare che questo sarebbe potuto essere quello che era stato all'inizio del 76 Star Wars, magari una stupidaggine,
No, I mean, I think that, you know, quite honestly, it'll be a little bit of a funny answer. I think that the truth is the story is very different from Star Wars. And I mean, if you look at Katniss Everdeen as a hero, she's a very different kind of hero than Luke Skywalker. I mean, Luke Skywalker is like the classic Joseph Campbell sort of hero's journey. You know, he's longing for adventure. He wants to learn the Force. He wants to battle the dark side, right? Whereas Katniss Everdeen, she wants her life back. She wants to survive, she wants to protect her family. And it's what I love about Katniss Everdeen as a hero and as a character, is that she feels very human and she feels very relatable. And I think truly men and women can relate because she makes such real and naturalistic choices, and choices from the gut, and choices that we can believe in, and she's flawed. But what I will say is that, I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Star Wars trilogy, the originals. And we did look at structurally, in terms of storytelling, and you know, in the way that a story is built, at how the ending of that movie works and how the ending of our movie, Catching Fire, works. And the writer we worked it with is also a fan of Star Wars. So in a sense, I don't think the story is, but there were conversations about Star Wars as we were talking about the story structurally.
Sotto la signora con la giacca grigia, grazie. Signorina.
Hi everybody. First of all, I want to offer my congrats to all of you, because I read the books and this movie was amazing, especially to Josh Hutcherson, because your Peter is just whoa. And not that all of you are not, you're amazing too, but my question is actually kind of funny, because I saw an interview where you spoke about the jokes that she did on the set of the Hunger Games about the dummy that, you know, Miss Lawrence, you know, and the dummy in the dressing room that she got scared, and
she peed her pants.
I know, that's why I'm asking.
I just want to remind you, because
and I think you got a concussion from that or
yeah,
something.
she kicked me in the head.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
So I was wondering if there any funny story about this set too, like, it was Sam Claflin told in an interview that you were always picking on Jennifer Lawrence, so I was wondering if something like that happened.
Well, I only pick on her because she picks on everybody too. So it's definitely a two-way street here. Yeah, actually, I think one of the best pranks came from Jeffrey Wright, who plays Beatty, who's incredibly smart guy, so nice, so genuine, and kind of one of the last people you'd expect to do a really solid prank. And what he did is, he said, hey Josh, you want something cool? Come here. So I went with him, and he had this little, like, a Tiffany's box, you know, the Tiffany's, when a girl sees it, she cries. And so he had one of these, and he said, watch this, and he gave it to Jennifer. And Jennifer's like, oh my God, thank you. And it's like after she won the Oscar, so it's all like, and she opens it up, and it's full of crickets. They just start like exploding out of there. And she screams and goes running out of the trailer. And actually, that joke, the prank backfired on Jeffrey, because he was like, the part that I didn't realize was when you're how hard it is to put 200 crickets into a box in your hotel room.
Oh, yeah.
So for like weeks, he had crickets in his hotel at nights. Like, you know, sleep, like doing a thing on there.
That's good to hear. I didn't know about that.
But as a general note, we were kind of just giving each other shit, for lack of a better word, the entire film.
Yeah,
It was
not specific pranks so
No.
much, just how we talk to each other.
Yeah, exactly. Constantly just putting each other down.
Yeah.
Which builds each other up somehow.
Yes,
I don't understand it really.
very special relationship.
Very special.
Love you.
Love you. Alright.
No, not that one.
No, not my God. Come on. It's like my annoying sister. With a cool haircut.
C'è quel signore al centro della sala che eroicamente sta tenendo la mano alzata da 45 minuti.
Do we have sound here? Yeah. Good afternoon. So I got a question for Mr. Francis Lawrence. First of all, I want to thank you for your hard work. And, well, I just think we care a lot about Miss Jennifer Lawrence's burden and pressure, but I think it's no less a hard job for you also, because we have so many Academy Award winners in this cast and crew. Jennifer Lawrence and no doubt Simon Beaufoy and Michael Arndt for this great screenplay. So I don't know whether as a director and you step in, and Gary Ross set up a very high threshold. So what do you feel about working with all of them? They challenge you with their Oscar titles. Thank you.
No, I never felt challenged by anybody's Oscar wins. Quite honestly, stepping into this project was really exciting to me because of, I've been asked a lot if there was pressure because of the fan base, and I was actually really energized by the fact that there's a fan base. I was also really excited to step into it because the cast that I was going to inherit was fantastic. The only person in the cast that was already established that I knew was Lenny Kravitz. So everybody else was a stranger to me. And I didn't know anything other than they were all really extremely talented people. The great thing is that they accepted me with warmth and kindness and excitement and enthusiasm. And they all just did an unbelievable job, and we all just collaborated together, and I think it was really fruitful and really creative, including some, all the newcomers. And we got Philip Seymour Hoffman to be in this, who's fantastic, and he was great, and Jeffrey Wright, who's one of my favorite actors living right now, who's fantastic, Amanda Plummer, Jenna Malone, Sam Claflin. I mean, it's a huge cast of really talented people. And I just think it was creative. Yeah, I didn't feel challenged by any of their awards whatsoever.
Ecco, c'è anche una ragazza qui che ci ha avanzato l'altro ieri.
Buongiorno, volevo chiedere al regista e quindi di conseguenza anche ai produttori. Questo film parla fondamentalmente della violenza della società, quindi è abbastanza evidente. Quello che mi chiedevo però è perché questa violenza non è mai esplicita, è più controllata. Mi viene da pensare a un film capostipite di questo genere che è Battle Royale, dove lo stesso tema, però molto diverso naturalmente, era più esplicito, più cruento. Quindi mi chiedo se è una questione solamente di target al quale il film e quindi il romanzo è riferito, oppure c'è un'altra motivazione. Grazie.
I'll take that one.
I think that the most important thing about these movies is the effect violence has on the human beings who are forced to endure it. And we've talked a lot about the fact that as Americans, our country has been at war for a decade, and that it's very easy to forget that these soldiers who go out tour after tour after tour, that they carry with them the wounds of what they've seen, what they've witnessed, what they've participated in. And so I think that as a filmmaker, Francis is very sophisticated and very emotionally attuned to taking advantage of this incredible cast and really letting the audience experience the violence through their eyes. It's more important how they experience the violence than seeing the violence itself. It's more important to know what the impact is on our characters, and it's one of the benefits of having a cast that has this degree of talent that you can get more power from watching them experience the violence than you can from seeing the violence itself.
Yeah, look, I would just continue on very briefly. I think she really hit it on the head. I'm really only interested in the consequence of it. That's what the books are about. And so for me, the loss, the damage it does to people and witnessing it or participating in the violence was what was interesting to me. So I'm much more interested in the emotional impact. It's why if you look in the beginning of the movie, you start to feel almost instantly that Katniss and Peeta are changed people. They've survived the games, but they've been damaged by them. And it's the sort of post-traumatic stress and the consequence of the violence that we start to explore in the movies, and only will do so more as we continue on.
Ultima domanda, lì.
Salve, avrei una domanda per Josh. Allora, dunque, innanzitutto, la tua prima attività è quella di fare l'attore. Invece ho notato che hai doppiato anche il cartone animato di Miyazaki, Il castello errante di Ori. Come ti sei avvicinato al mondo del doppiaggio? Che cosa ti ha colpito?
Okay. Well, I was about, I think 11 years old or 12 years old, 11 years old when I did that. And Hayao Miyazaki is an amazing filmmaker, and you know, being a part of, all my career I've always been with interesting, amazing people, filmmakers, actors, everybody. So for me, it was just another kind of step in that direction and something new and different. Yeah, no, it was really fun, and it was kind of hard to try to make the mouth match the same movement from the Japanese words into English. So that was a tough translation. Should we do a question again about Catching Fire real quick? Or no? Do we have any time for more questions about Catching Fire?
I just love hearing your voice. Keep talking.
And then what I do, I don't know. Yeah, so that was my experience. I just wanted to try something new and different, and honestly, it was a long time ago.
Bene, siamo in chiusura, ringraziamo Jennifer Lawrence, Francis Warren, Josh Hutcherson, Ryan Hemsworth, Nina Jacobson, John Killick e Mario Novarasca che mi ha accompagnato in questa conferenza stampa.